Quite a number of years ago, I read a psychological study that was performed on 100 people over the age of 95. And the question that they were asked was, if you had your life to live over again, what would you do differently? And there were a lot of different answers, but there were three that stood out among all of them. One was that they would reflect more. Another one was that they would risk more. And third, they would do more things that would live on after they were dead. And that really got into my heart a little bit because what these people were saying was they had some deep regrets. Now that they're in the final season of their life, there's some things that if they had their life to live over again, they would certainly do differently. And one of them would be to risk more, to take more chances. Because, as life comes our way, as we live it, we are given many, many days, many, many hours in every day. And we have our dreams, we have our hopes, we have goals that we set sometimes. I understood something years ago that Earl Nightingale said. He said, the problem with people is not in achieving their goals, but it's in setting them in the first place. And what he meant by that was people oftentimes want to do something, but they never make it a real goal. If they ever set their dreams and their hopes as a real goal, they would achieve them if they really wanted to. And these elderly people over the age of 95 were saying that if I had it to do over again, I would stop letting fear and excuses stop me from pursuing the goals and the dreams of my life. I could have done so much more in my life than I ended up doing. Now, overall, these people said they had a pretty good life, but if they could do it over again, they would go after some of those important dreams, those goals that they never went after. That was intriguing to me as I watched it and listened to it and studied it and pondered it myself. Here I am, a baby boomer in my 60s, and I have accomplished a lot of goals in my life. I've taken a lot of risks in my life. And every time I've gotten serious about a goal that I've set, I've attained it. And the times that I've just kind of wished something would work out, or there's been plenty of times where I've wanted to do something, but I let fear get in the way of accomplishing some things. Starting this YouTube channel, for example, is something that I've wanted to do forever, but I kept putting it off. And then I said, no, I'm not going to let excuses or fear or lack of knowledge of how to do it stop me from doing it. So I want to encourage you at whatever stage of life that you are, take those risks. Don't let excuses or fears get in your way. Set goals and go for them. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to get there. It doesn't matter if you don't have the resources right now. It doesn't matter if you don't have the money. It doesn't matter if your time is kind of limited. Put all of that aside and say, I'm going to work on it when I can. I'm going to pay for whatever I need as I can. But over time, I'm going to accomplish this goal. Let's not be like these people over the age of 95 who said they wish that they would risk more. A second thing that they said was that they would reflect more. And this one was good from the perspective of stopping ever so often and just being grateful and thankful for the blessings that you have in your life. Gratitude is a gift that we often squander. We should tell people who are in our lives that are important to us what they mean to us. We should stop and smell the proverbial roses. We need to stop every so often and say, I might not have everything the way I wanted in life, but boy, I sure do have it good compared to some other people. I mean, we could reflect upon the fact that we've enjoyed good health where others haven't. We can be thankful for that. Not that we're trying to be selfish in any kind of a way, but we're just saying, thus far, I have been able to be spared those things. I've enjoyed a fairly healthy life. I mean, we could take a trip right down to any hospital in the country and go into the ICU and look at family members in the ICU waiting room, just waiting to see if their loved one is going to survive. But we should reflect upon their burdens. But we want to reflect more on the blessings and the good things that we have in life. Too often we're just looking at all of our burdens and looking at how hard life is and how challenging life is, when we should be looking quite often at how good we have it as opposed to some others. And then the third thing that they said that they would do is not only risk more and reflect more, but they also said that they would strive to do more things that would live on after they were dead. Now, what they meant by that was to leave some type of a legacy of remembrance, that they would be remembered for something that they contributed to either their family or to their life. I have an uncle who passed away probably 15 years ago. And he was a humorous guy. He was so funny. And one of the joys that we had with visiting him is he just kept us laughing all the time. I mean, he was probably one of the most naturally funny people I've ever known. And I didn't know it at the time, but he was keeping a journal of all of his quips and his quotes and his jokes. And just before he passed away, he took all of those notes and he compiled them into a couple of little books that he left for his family. And we all got a copy of it. And when I want to remember some of the funny things that my uncle did and said, I just open the little book and read through there, and I'm just reminded of the laughter and joy that he brought to me. See, that's his legacy. That was something he did to live on after he was dead. But there's other things that people can do. These old people said, I wanted to write a book, or I wanted to make some contributions to certain charities, or I wanted to be on a board of directors of something that really was meaningful to me, that was making a difference in people's lives around the world, or even in my neighborhood. We are given this one life, and it will soon pass. I can't believe that I'm 63 years old. I really can't. I mean, I cannot believe that when I look in the mirror, I pretty much see an old guy. It just seems like yesterday that I was 23 and had my whole life in front of me, but just whoosh. And here I am all these years later making these videos as a baby boomer up in my years. And what I want to do in these videos, and other things that I'm doing, is I want to leave a visual reminder of the things that I valued, not only for my family and my friends, but the people that, subscribe to this YouTube channel. And if you haven't yet, then do that. Do it. And hopefully I'll be an encouragement to you and to them long after I'm gone. But these people regretted not doing something that they would consider to be leaving something to be remembered for, some type of a legacy. So as you think about your life, think about where you're going, and think about where you've been. Think about the excuses that you've put up for not achieving your goals, or the fears that have stood in the way of your success that you so badly want. Don't be like these 95 or these 100 people that were over the age of 95. Don't look back over your life when you get there and say, boy, I sure wish I would have taken more risks. I sure wish I would have reflected on the blessings of my life more frequently. And I sure wish I would have left some type of a legacy that would live on long after I'm gone. Well, I hope this has been encouraging to you. I am a baby boomer, just sharing the things that I've learned and the things that I hope will be beneficial to you. Have a blessed one, and I'll see you on the next video.